If you need an EA to pass any prop firm challenge, then we have them. And they work. See the link in the description below this video. Now let's get started. Today I'm going to show you a TradingView strategy that's so amazing that I nearly didn't make this video, because I thought of keeping it for myself. And the two indicators that we're going to use today are the Relative Strength Index and the Bollinger Bands. It's not difficult to understand, and has an extremely high win rate when you understand the rules. Now let's jump straight in and put the system together. The first thing you need to do in TradingView is bring on the Bollinger Bands. If you've never used the Bollinger Bands before, then you're in for a pleasant surprise, because it's a superb indicator which can give incredible results, and it's one of the most efficient ways to visually see the areas of support and resistance on your charts. So, I want you to head across to TradingView now, and in the search bar at the top, type in Bollinger Bands. Many times I use the default settings on the Bollinger Bands, but for this particular strategy I want us to tweak it a little to get the best results possible. The two things I wanted to look at are the length and the standard deviation. Changing length to 30, and as long as the standard deviation is set to 2, you can leave it as it is. Personally, I like to remove the background of the Bollinger Bands because I feel it clutters the chart. So let me briefly explain how the Bollinger Bands work from a technical perspective. The center line that you can see here is actually the moving average. So whatever setting that is in the indicator, it is going back that many candles and showing you the average of all of them. And just so you understand everything, this system uses the most recent 30 bars to plot the average. The lines you see above and below on the Bollinger Bands plot what we call a standard deviation. Okay, that's all we need to do for the Bollinger Bands. So now what we need to do is go and add the RSI into the strategy. No doubt you've done this many times before. So just go back to TradingView and type RSI and pull in the indicator that you see at the top of the list. Once you put the RSI on the chart, let's click on the settings and do a bit of editing. I want you to set the upper band to a length of 70, and the lower band to a length of 30. Then go to Inputs and change the length from 14 down to 13, which is the setting we need for the strategy. You can put the RSI on any chart and it'll bring your attention to where price action becomes either overbought or oversold. If the RSI crosses the 70 line, then the asset is overbought, and if it crosses 30, then it is oversold. Now let me show you how these two indicators combine to create this superb strategy. Don't be tempted to skip through the rest of this video, because I'm going to be revealing a secret twist which is going to turn the strategy from a very good profitable strategy into an amazingly profitable and highly accurate one. Basically, you've got two options of how to use these indicators in this strategy, and they're both centered around a concept known as mean reversion. And let me explain what it means. It's very simple to understand. The literal meaning of the word mean is average, and the literal meaning of the word reversion is actually returning to. And quite simply, when you put the two together, mean reversion is literally just returning to the average. And returning to the average is the core driving force behind this Bollinger Band system. So to give you a very simple example of this, whenever you see a significant move in the market, whether it's down or up, you can be very confident after that large move, the price will try and return back to the average of where it was before the move started. So if the price goes above the upper Bollinger Band, which we use as price resistance, then we would look to enter a sell trade. And similarly, if price drops underneath the Bollinger Band, which we use as price support, we would look for a reason to enter a long trade. Now on the face of it, this sounds quite simple. The problem is, like most systems, you need additional confluence to confirm your intended trade direction. And this is why we add the RSI into the strategy. Now here you can see on the chart the price goes outside the upper Bollinger Band as well as the lower Bollinger Band on a number of occasions. And if you entered long and short trades based simply on the cross of the upper and lower bands that you are seeing on screen now, then it's pretty obvious that you had more losing trades than winning trades. Now there's a very powerful way to get rid of these false signals, and that's by adding another system rule. The strategy only allows you to enter if the RSI is overbought or oversold. So we can only take a buy position if the RSI has gone underneath the line of 25, when the price on the Bollinger Band breaks the lower level, and take a sell trade if price action rises above the upper Bollinger Band and the Relative Strength Index has gone over 75. So in this particular example on screen, you can see that price starts to trade outside of the lower Bollinger Band, but you'll notice that the RSI has still not reached the lower level of 25, so we don't take the trade until it crosses 25. And as you can see, the mean reversion driving force behind the strategy sees price return to the average exactly as we expect. Now here's the secret information that is going to turn this strategy into a powerhouse. If you didn't make it this far through this video, then this system will just be average for you. But what I'm going to tell you now will make you very profitable. Just like most trading systems, when price starts to go sideways, you start and get false signals which knock your confidence, as well as your trading balance, because when price starts to move sideways, it's impossible to predict the next move. Take a look here how price drops underneath the lower Bollinger Band and the RSI closes underneath the lower line of 25. But price just keeps going down and down. Clearly, if you would take a trade here, it would have ended up a car crash. So now I'm going to give you an amazing tip which will allow you to see what the market's going to do before it even happens. Take a look at this chart, and notice how I'm highlighting an area where the Bollinger Bands have become extremely narrow. They're extremely close, and it's very obvious that price has gone into a very narrow trading range, and the only direction that it's going is clearly sideways. Also, take a close look at the RSI and notice how the indicator seems trapped between the upper and lower support and resistance levels. As soon as you see this happen, you shouldn't consider entering any trade in either direction. More often than not, when price action just hangs around in a narrow range for a period of time, not only will it eventually break out of the range, but it normally breaks with a significant move in that direction. So when you see a setup like this, the best advice is just to wait until normal trading resumes. And there is another way that we can handle scenarios such as this when the market finds itself in the doldrums. Notice here how the price falls heavily outside of the Bollinger Band before reversing back up, and then the next time it makes a move down. Notice how it makes a new lower low while the RSI does not make a lower low. It actually made a higher low. And when we have price making a lower low but an indicator making a high low, then this is an incredibly powerful flag in trading, which is called divergence. Seeing divergence such as this is the best thing that you can see for a confirmation to enter a trade. And even more so if the RSI had recently gone under 25 and price action was poking the lower Bollinger Band. When you see divergence such as this, there's a very high chance that you would be entering a winning trade. So there's an incredible system combining the Bollinger Bands with the relative strength index to give you a super profitable edge over your trading. Try this system out right away when you will see how profitable it is. If you can take just a few moments for me and like this video and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for me. Subscribing to the channel will mean that you will be one of the first to be notified when I release new strategies like this. And with over 25 years of trading experience, you can be guaranteed that I only release systems that will put money in your pocket. You might also want to check out yesterday's video where I gave you a TradingView system with an 89% success rate, which is insane in day trading. Until next time, safe trading.